What's another word for parameter in the context of a user interface showing read-only values coming from a device? I'm building a user interface for a program which connects to some external device. Among other things, the UI displays certain values being reported by the device, which in English I've grouped under the category of parameters, as opposed to settings since the user cannot change their values. You can think of these as temperature, how many hours the device has been running, etc. The word I'm looking for is one in a list of other words, which logically group the functionality and are listed in a navigation pane. These are things like logs, settings, firmware, etc. The UI will be used by technicians, end users, and engineers, super users, and will be offered in Germany and localized to both English and German, where I'm told that German users using the English interface will interpret parameter as setting, meaning a value that the user can change, since this is the most common meaning of the German word parameter. I argued, unsuccessfully, that 1, the usage of the word in English is correct, and 2, that the term parameter in German also seems to mean a value which is held constant 1. Alternatives like properties and characteristics were suggested, but I'm not convinced by either as they could be misinterpreted as referring to physical properties or characteristics of the device itself, i.e. the hardware and not the values being reported by it. I'm not partial to status either as it could be confused with the status of the connection to the device, and, because of design, having a category labeled status simply doesn't gel with the rest of the labels. If I can't find a better alternative, though, this would probably be the closest I'll be able to get. Can you think of another word to group and label these values in a user interface, which stresses the fact that they are read-only values and therefore not editable?
Sounds like your information display is a readout. If so, the information as a whole is also called the readout and the individual items are readings. Readout, computers, a small screen that shows information, also, the information shown on such a screen. This URL. Reading, noun 5. Countable, a number or amount shown on a piece of measuring equipment. This URL. State, might fit better than status, noun 1. The condition of something at a particular time. This URL.
I would recommend Signal. It was traditionally used exactly for these scenarios. I'm old, in the early days of programming.
There's nothing in English that would indicate that a property is physical within this context. Properties are commonly used as jargon when discussing the parts of classes/interfaces. However, it seems like there may be something from the German end that makes this less desirable, such as your predicament with using parameter. That puts us in an awkward position, as this is an English-centric part of Stack Exchange, and we shouldn't be accountable for things lost in translation unless they are explicitly mentioned up front, such as parameters. I would have chosen diagnostics, or diagnostic info/information. Alternatively, I support what Lara chose, readout or state, both of which serve well.